outside, love her outside, but be mad when they're at me. Welcome back to another episode of the Ladies Pitch Podcast. I am a girl, Haydee Baby, also known as your favorite mommy on these posh streets. You feel me? Hope that everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is in great spirits. Hope everyone is in high spirits. And if not, you know what I always tell you. Hopefully, you will be by the end of this episode. It is a scorcher. If you see me glistening just a little bit, summer is finally showing its ass, which I'm very happy about because I'm so over this rain, even though I do think it's going to rain like tomorrow, the day after. Not sure. But I'm loving the sun, loving that I might be getting a tan. I might be just a little shade little smidge darker than what I usually am. I'm telling you, because they always decide to do this when I decide to start recording. Why? Anyway, moving right along. Yes, so it's another scorcher. And yeah, hope you guys are applying your sunscreen, your SPF 30, 40, and protecting your skin from the sun rays, because that causes wrinkles and you start aging like milk, like certain demographic, you know what I mean? So you definitely want to protect your skin. Sorry, there was no shade, but because I do have some people that I do like as part of that community. We're gonna jump right into it. So, all right, before I forget, make sure you like, subscribe, share, review the podcast on all streaming platforms. You guys already know you can find the Ladies Pitch Podcast on Instagram at Ladies Pitch, and our YouTube handle is at Ladies Pitch. So make sure you like, subscribe. It's very important to keep us in the algorithm. Keep it going. Ladies Pitch is slowly approaching the 200th episode. Oh my God. Like, I'm brainstorming. I'm, brainstorming with other creatives. I'm thinking of what I want to do. I do want to do something different. I definitely want it to be video. I'm hoping that our schedules align and I can somewhat bring some people that have been on the show back on and do something. It'll definitely, be funny, be different. And I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that everything aligns properly. So stay tuned for that, of course. And yeah, I will keep you guys updated on what's to come on future episodes. So I want to start off with a story that's been circulating around social media, and this has to do with B Simone. If you don't know who B Simone is, she started off being a castmate on the show Wild 'N Out. I don't know who still watches Wild 'N Out. I've never really been a fan of Wild 'N Out, but if you like it, I love it, whatever. She started off as a castmate on Wild 'N Out. She slowly, started branching out outside of the show, creating content on social media. She's a media personality. Some might consider her a comedian. She labels herself a comedian. I don't particularly find her funny, but who am I? I think I'm funny. Most people probably don't find me funny. Whatever, it is what it is, right? But everything that I've heard about this woman has been against my will because I don't follow her. I've never really been a fan of her content. Like I said, I don't particularly find her funny. People do, obviously, because she's reached a certain level of success that she has, and she's branched outside of being part of Wild 'N Out. But everything that I've heard about this girl has always been negative. I just can't. I cannot. And I refuse to edit. So whatever, guys. Yeah, so everything that I've heard about this girl has been against my will. So the first time I actually heard about her was sometime during the pandemic. She released a book titled Manifest Baby Girl Get What You Want, something along those lines. And basically she was always advocating for like manifestation. And don't get me wrong, while I am a believer of manifestation and speaking into existence the things that you want, you also cannot be the type of person who is mean spirited, right? You can't be the type of person that's like, I want you to do good, but never better than me. And that's what she gives. That's the energy that she gives. And she just digs herself deeper and deeper into this fucking hole Because she continues to open her mouth and release this content that just tells you that she's just a terrible person. Not only is she a terrible person, she's a terrible woman, okay? And she's a terrible friend. She's a terrible friend. So I say that to say there has been a clip circulating around social media in which she had a good friend of hers on her show, and her good friend was basically telling her story, right? Telling her journey, her struggle dealing with homelessness, being broke and being with her kids on the streets and really having nothing, right? And watching this clip, she's listening to her friend say this, and at any time that she say, that she helped her friend in some sort of way, right? Whether it was opening her doors to her and her children, whether it was giving her some money, whether it was, giving her a hot plate to eat when she didn't have anything for her and her children. It's just, it gave off so selfish. It gave off like, I can't even explain it except just being a terrible person. There is no way that I can see a good friend of mine struggling in that capacity, right? Having children, being out in the streets, homeless, broke, having nothing to eat, having no shelter, and me being in a position where I can help, where I'm financially good, where I have a roof over my head, where I have connections, whatever, and me not do anything to help a friend of mine. There's just no way. There is no way. Whether my friend put herself in that position or not, I'm gonna find a way to help my friend. And that's just also me just being a selfless person, right? There's just no way. But she sat there, she listened to her friend's story, and her response to that was, Jesus, Jesus, oh God, Jesus. And pretended to empathize with her friend in that moment. It just gave off so fake, so fake. And I'm just like, what is wrong with her? Like, I laugh because someone asked on Twitter, like, who is her core audience? And I quote tweeted and I said, terrible women. Terrible women is her core audience because they exist. And I am not a person that likes to, put down women. That's not me. Like, if you know me, you know that, listen, I love to motivate women. I love to uplift my friends, my women. But there are just some things that just, ugh. Because why did she think that was okay? Why did you think that was okay to do? Bring one of your good friends on your platform and just humiliate her in that way and think that it was gonna make you look good. You're never going to beat the allegations. Never, because that's just who you are at your core. You're not a good person. And I wish that she would just stop pretending to be and go seek help. Delve deep into that and just try to figure out who you are, because you clearly don't know who you are. You don't. It's never gonna forgive you guys for making her famous, because why? We should have known she was a terrible person when she was exposed, okay? Going back to when I said she released a book about manifestation back in 2020. She was exposed by Pinterest bloggers for stealing their content to create her book. So her book was not about her ideas. They were not her ideas. They were not, her actual thoughts. They were other people's creative ideas. They were other people's creative work. She put no work, she put no thought. So what does that tell you? She doesn't care. Because one, as a creative, when you truly care about those that support you, that listen to you, that follow you, you try to create your own ideas and try to bring that to life and try to make your content relatable, because it's you, it's who you are, it's your work. And people gravitate towards that because they find you relatable, they find you entertaining, they find you, just an overall good person. And nothing about her gives that. And I just feel like the people that do support her and do follow her are also other mean-spirited individuals, not good people at all. And granted, fine, I don't know her personally, right? We don't know her personally. We don't know who she is. she brings these people that do know her personally, and no one really has anything good to say about her. And I just think that, people like that do need to be exposed. Like, how many times is she going to show us over and over and over that she's just not a good person? She is what the spiritual girlies like to call low vibrational. She gives low vibrational, very much so. And she's going to pick on the low self-esteem of these of certain women, of her certain, core audience, and just to make herself seem superior to everyone else. Go ahead with that, girl. Go ahead with that. You don't need that. You don't need that. Yeah, I just hope that she's able to find out who she truly is, stop lying to herself, stop lying to her audience, and seek the help that you need, young lady, because I just think that you're just terrible, terrible person. All right, so moving right along. Moving right along to my girl. All right, so Cardi B released a song last week titled Outside. And I just, I find it so comical because it would be a Bronx woman to release a diss track towards her husband, towards her current husband and father of her children, right? She released a song titled Outside, and while she says no names, with she doesn't mention Offset's name, she's basically just saying, listen, men love women that be outside, especially now in the summer. It's definitely a summer like anthem, for sure. It definitely gives summer, because summer everyone is outside, everyone is like, socializing, networking, living their best lives, right? Especially the girlies. But I just think it's so comical because, there's such a negative connotation when people say, I'm outside, right? And Cardi actually went on Instagram and, she uploaded a video where she's basically saying that outside doesn't necessarily mean it's hoeing. You're not outside hoeing, you're not outside, looking for men. Sometimes outside, it's just that, literally what it means. It's just being outside, whether that means going off for a walk, whether it's going to the beach, whether it's going to cookouts, whether it's going to the club, whether it's being at the bar, whether it's going to the bookstore, whatever it is, it's outside doing outside things. To be real, she's going through a breakup, right? She's going through a separation with her husband that she was with for X amount of years, 3 kids later, boom, whatever. I think that is the best thing for you to do, man or woman. The best thing for you to do is to be outside. That takes your mind off of things. The healing process does, after a breakup, the healing process does include being outside, whatever that may be to you, whatever that is. Whether it's being with your girlfriends, being with your friends, being with your family, being with your support system. Go outside, go touch grass. There's no reason why you should be indoors, depressed, sad, crying, looking through his social media, seeing who he's talking to, seeing what he's doing, stuff. No, don't do none of that. Go outside and touch grass. It doesn't mean hopping on the next dick, hopping on to the next woman, looking for rebound, whatever that may be. And even though Cardi is currently seeing someone, we don't know, like, no one really knows what they are. Yeah, there's been, they're outside seen in public, doing this, doing that with the other, but she is having fun. She is having fun, which is what he's been doing their entire marriage. Having fun, right? So now it's her turn. She's out there having fun. She's out there doing her. She's, whatever she's doing, she's having a great time. Doesn't necessarily, some people are like, oh, she just went from one man to another, like that's all she's really doing. We don't know what's their dynamic. We don't know that they're like boyfriend and girlfriend. We don't know that. That could legit just be somebody she's having fun with. You haven't ever just been with someone that is like no strings attached, no commitments, just two people that, lusting after one another. We like each other. I like your vibe, you like mine. I make you laugh, you make me laugh. We like the same kind of foods. We go out to eat together. We like to do the same type of things. And that's just what it is. And we're just having fun. We're not putting a title on it. We're not pressuring one another for it to be anything more than what it is. And that could possibly be what she has going on with this guy that she's with. Why does it have to be he's a rebound, or she's jumping to the next relationship, or she just got out of a marriage? It don't have to be any of that. She is having fun. Okay, she seems to be having the time of her life right now, which is probably what she's been missing, is probably what she needed. Why should the woman be the one to be sad indoors, crying, you know, mourning the marriage, mourning the relationship? Why can't I be outside living my best life? I'm outside too. And that's what outside is. And I think that that's what Cardi is getting at when she says outside and when she released the song. Like, listen, you thought I was gonna be inside, but I'm outside. And I'm showing you what outside is and what it means when I'm outside, when I pop out. Cardi's going back to the old Cardi with the braids. She's showing, you know what I'm saying? She's showing, just take your power back. Take your power back and just do what makes you happy. That's it. Period. He's doing what makes him happy. He's been doing what makes him happy. He's been doing what he wanted. Shit didn't work out. And listen, who knows? They might even still get back together. It's toxic. Yes, absolutely. It's very toxic. It's very toxic. But who knows? They just might get back together. Sometimes I like you. I'm going to always love you, right? I always love you. I'm with you. I always love you. But sometimes I just don't like you. Sometimes I just don't fucking like you. You get on my nerves. I want to choke you. I wish I was somewhere else and not here with you, seeing you chew the way you chew and snore the way you snore. And ugh, I can't stand you. I love you, but I just can't stand you right now. And that's just the way relationships are. You're not going to always like the person that you're with. Sometimes you do things, sometimes you say things that, you wish you could take back. It is what it is. Now, if it becomes a consistent thing and, abuse and what abusive, then that's something different. But we're talking about just things that just happens in, relationships. Sometimes I don't like you. So what? It happens. But I'm outside now. And, might as well talk to her. She's happy and she's having the time of her life. Let her be. There's no reason to delve deep into it. There's no reason for people to create think pieces around it. Like, oh, she's not a desirable woman. She got 3 kids. She's separated from her husband. No one's going to want her. Blah, blah, blah. She's clearly showing you that. She's going to be wanted. She's going to be desired. Regardless, have the time of your life. Have fun. It's summertime. Be outside. If you just broke up, be outside. Go outside. Whatever outside is to you, go do that. All right. All right, y'all. So this concludes the episode. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, review the podcast. Let me know what you think about this episode. Make sure you follow the Ladies Pitch podcast on Instagram at Ladies Pitch and on YouTube. Follow the YouTube channel at Ladies Pitch. Tell a friend to tell a friend that your girl Haydee Baby is outside. Nah, let me stop. Stay tuned for future details about upcoming episodes and the 200th episode. All right. Thank you guys for supporting as usual. I will see you on the next one. I am your girl Haydee Baby, your favorite mommy. Bye.